You make me hate your game because you shoved it so far down my throat it came out my asshole. My friend was telling me, they were like, I'm just gonna say mouse, indie mouse. They were like kind of poo-poo-peeing on other people who were saying that like the combat was kind of stoopy in Silent Hill. And then he messaged me and was like, never mind, the battle arena sucks. And I was trying to explain that. Bro, because I'm like, because so many people are like, why are you whining? If you want, you can. Wait, hold on, let me do this.
Why are you whining? You can just run past them if you want. In fact, the game encourages you to run past them sometimes. They really let you do that if you want.
Idiot! Even if that's the case, like, the last, I think 4 hours, they force you into an arena and they're like, defeat all the enemies in the area. Oh yeah, you've already fought this enemy, I think probably 50 times by this point. But keep going, champ. And not only that, they're like, not only have you seen this for the millionth time, but let me throw in 3 or 4 or 5 different ones that you've also already seen. You can't escape, you have to beat them, and also here are the mechanics. And also the camera's gotten in the way, and also be sure to dodge so you get your stamp, like literally jump off a cliff. Like, not only am I disappointed, but I'm also like kind of, I don't think anyone should be upset or annoyed by anyone's opinion, because opinions are exactly that. You're allowed to have your own opinion, but I'm kind of frustrated seeing people praise the game. I'm gonna be so real with you. I was watching Peter. Do you guys know Peter? Premiere 2. I was watching Premiere 2 beat it this morning, and he was kind of quiet, and he went, I guess I just wish I understood the end. So I'm not the only one, and I've seen a few comments around, you know, the interwebs. I don't like being told, well, she didn't read any of the notes, idiot. No wonder she didn't get the just beautiful, clear ending. Nah, dude, if you actually watched my stream, I read every note. And if your excuse is, well, you didn't read the journals, if you need to open the journals and go above and beyond to understand an ending, that's bad game dev. You should be able to get the clear indicator of what the game is about without having to deep dive. The deep dive is to enhance the already existing story. But yeah, so I was like, I kind of felt beside myself, like, man, is it just me? Like, am I being problematic with having an opinion that maybe is not the same as everyone else's? So I listened to like maybe 6 reviews, and all of them didn't like it, with very clear points that are exactly on par with mine. I agree, you need all endings before you say the story sucked. So you want me to play the game 5 times in order to get you in a little bit more of what the story should be? You want me to play the game that's about, I don't know, 17 hours long 5 times? I think it would have been a fun, just good on its own without the Silent Hill title. When I say it's pretty mid, I don't know, I wouldn't play all the endings, but that's how you get the coherent story. Yeah, I'm just not like, so that's not like, that is definitely a Silent Hill thing. There's always been 5 endings, but with all the games that you play, you at least get the clear idea of what the story is trying to tell you by the end of playthrough 1. I wanted to love it so bad. Yeah, that's how I feel. I want to love it because visually it's phenomenal. It's appealing, but what's sad is that they lose my anything that they had left in me by like 70% of the game to the 100% like finished game, because they bash you over the head with the enemies over and over and over, and it's filler. I watched someone else who was an avid Silent Hill fan has streamed the game a ton, and the first day they got so frustrated with the combat and breaking weapons. It's like it's exhausting. You didn't have to do maybe like 30% of the game at the end, and I might have liked it. They focused too much on the combat and they lost, like, so that you have someone that is a creator, a writer that is clearly like very like over the head and then not over the head with the storyline, and that's fine, but they should have figured out, do we want this game to focus on combat or the story? And they couldn't do both, in my opinion. I was going crazy having to fight that birth-giving monster over and over. I know, that's what makes me so mad. When you first see it, I was kind of like, yo, this is clever. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Like, she's birthing these creatures and the sound design is great and the creature design, oh, we're fighting it again. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, we're fighting it again. Oh, again, but this time I can't leave until I defeat it. Oh, okay. And then you hate it by the end, bro. And I'm also tired of seeing some Silent Hill fans go to people that say, this didn't feel like Silent Hill to me, because I'm seeing that a lot. Some will go, well, you clearly didn't play the other Silent Hills. No, idiot, we date. And this is not Silent Hill. The only thing Silent Hill about it is the title and the fog, idiot. Like, there's nothing else, bro. Nothing. And what frustrates me, okay, let's take 2 for instance. Yes, there's 2 different worlds, but at the very least, what made you feel like Silent Hill is that whenever there was the siren or the sound to indicate that the darkness was coming, you were still in the same spot, but the world changed in front of your eyes and you had to figure out, why is this happening and how can I get out? But in F, you were either in some weird, like, ritual world or your hometown, which was also screwed up. And she got between point A and B by being knocked out or falling asleep. And you're like, well, why are we in this world? Is this inside her head? Or is the town inside her head? And you were just ripped between 2 worlds with no explanation other than I love boys. And you're like, well, okay. Ugh. Like, I don't know. You had beautiful creature design and an attempt at a symbolism only to fall flat because you made me fight this thing a million times. And why are we fox arming? Why am I clicking 2 analog sticks in to go God of War mode, bro? This is Silent Hill. You're like, roar! I'm a massive furry! And then I'm like, am I still playing Silent Hill? I'm not sure. Silent Hill 1 and 2 are the only 2 I really enjoyed and would rate a must play. I agree with this. I agree with what you just said, for sure. Like, the only time I felt myself being immersed and being, like, really interested was during the ritual parts. And I was like, wait, that's kind of cool. Like, this is huge symbolism and it's meaningful. But then you just went super furry mode and I was like, this doesn't make me feel unsafe and feel scared because I have this massive arm and I can just punch everyone. I don't know, man. I don't know. The body horror was phenomenal. I loved what they pushed with that. I also low-key loved feeling like Jigsaw when we had to drop Rinko down into that lava. That was fun. I did like that point too, because at that point you're like, wait, are we the bad guys? Why is she doing this to her friends? And the symbolism is there, and I understand why she did it. She had to let go of her past so that she can move forward to a new partner alive. But I liked those parts. And then we unfortunately focused too much on fetch quests and finding little trinkets to just shove into doors. And then in those moments, you were also shoved into battle arenas for the millionth time. And then you're like, wait, where's the story again? I forgot. I was pretty interested in a story about feminism in Japan, but I don't feel any more enlightened about it. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's how I feel too. Especially ending kind of really frustrated me because she was just like, no, I want to make my own decisions because I am me. I'm like, well, okay, then do it. I don't know. What do you want? And then the thing is, there's about like 5 or 6 different topics in the entire game. And bullying was a big one. And I kind of like, my heart felt for her during the bullying part. But they didn't expand on that at all. Like, even when you overhear the characters talking amongst themselves and saying that Hinako is dead and to move on, you go, wait, is she dead? Wait, what's happening? And you get confused for like 40% of the game at some point. But in reality, it was just bullying, but they didn't really expand on that whatsoever. I really enjoyed the notes. For those of you that said I didn't read any of the notes, I loved the notes that were like, Hinako must die. I hate her. And they were all over the school. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds awful. This is horrible. Why are they treating her like this? And then as you progress the game, she kills 3 of her friends in the other world or whatever it is. But they don't really expand on that. So it's frustrating. They kind of skip and hop over like everything important. The game literally just threw in, oh, by the way, her dad's an abusive drunk in the last 30 minutes and then never touched it again. Exactly. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, the dad was bad. Dad was drunk. The mother didn't do anything about it. I don't know, dude. And I keep on reading everyone's reviews being like, it was phenomenal and poor girl. And I even read something this morning about the main actress really getting lost and like losing her sanity because of the character that she was playing for so long. and people were really sad about it, and I understand that's great, but well, I didn't feel that in the game, and I wish that I did. I guess is all I feel. But beyond all those complaints, which is all I've been talking about, and I do apologize, I think the game was beautiful. I felt really bad yesterday, which is why I tried to do more research. We watched all the endings. I did a lore review on it. I watched other reviews from both good and bad to have like a proper understanding of maybe what I had missed. Maybe I'm the dummy, but I don't think that I am. As a game itself, if you rip the Silent Hill name off of it, I think it's a fine game. In fact, I probably wouldn't be complaining as much if it were just like Red Petals was like the name of the game or something. You know what I mean? But for a Silent Hill game, no, I'm sorry. I will be like everyone else who's saying this. This is not a Silent Hill game. It's what they did with Him, the film. Him was not directed by Jordan Peele. It was produced, but they used his name to support people coming into the theaters and seeing it thinking it was a Jordan Peele film, and it worked on me. I was like, wait, I didn't know till the film came out and after the reviews came out that it was not directed by Jordan Peele. So they went, Silent Hill! And then they made a really poopy game and to get away with it and get numbers and get money. Like, I think it's a cash grab. And if you want to be mad at me for saying that, that's totally fine. But it's also because I haven't said anything nice, and I get that. It is a beautiful game, and it had so much potential, but I'm let down. But again, I won't deny the creature design's wonderful, but I'd be more on top of singing the praises if they didn't shove each and every creature in my face 20 million more times than I needed to. You make me hate your game because you shoved it so far down my throat it came out my asshole. What is your problem? Yes, I saw the pregnant lady 10 times already. Now you want me to be shoved with her in a room and 10 other enemies? Great, now I hate you. It's like we were talking even about the design behind Rinko. And if you think about it, it was all Rinko was about, like bullying Hinako and essentially going insane because of her obsession over not only hating Hinako, but being in love with Shu. So, and essentially she's somewhat like a yandere, right? So why didn't they make her some crazed, like maybe she was scratching at her face and just like very contorted and had like these sounds when you're fighting her, like you know, like where she's kind of weird and insane and she hates you, but she loves Shu and she like wants to get rid of you once and for all. But we fight her very literal sense of being a maiden. And why is she a centipede now? Like, bring reason to the world building for me to be enamored with your design choices. You know what I mean? Like when you later on, when you see the environment design change in Rinko's room, you go, oh my God, Rinko was insane. So why wasn't that representative in her boss design, dude? Like that disappointed me. So I don't know. The fact that they turned into priests and not wild monsters was kind of weird. I agree. And then get this, what was even more disappointing is you see that your first big monster fight, the big flowered, round, rotund guy with the big arm. And you're like, oh, this is crazy. This guy looks nuts. And then you play the game for about 10 more hours and your boss fight with your parents, your mother and father is the same creature. It's the same creature that I saw in hour 2 of the game. I'm fighting my mother and father, something that's supposed to be so absolutely important to my storyline. And I'm fighting the same dude I saw 10 hours ago? Are you, like, are you for real? I'm sorry, I clearly didn't like this game. I think I didn't like this game more than I realized. I'm so sorry. Why would you do that, dude? The dad and the mother were so influential, apparently, to Hinako and her decisions and her struggle, and you're making me fight the same monster I've already seen like 3 times. Can we talk about this real quick? I need to give her props. Guys. Guys. Okay, now I can say this. Okay, Grimmy messaged me the other day, and she was like, hey, how did you like Silent Hill? Because I ended up hating it. And I was like, why did you tell your community that then? And I had to hold my tongue. I was like, dude, I cannot believe you're DMing me right now and making me look like a fool. But I think she's so sweet and so kind. She like doesn't want to piss people off. We had a whole conversation about it yesterday that she was like, no, I ended up playing New Game Plus and I hated it. So she was like, I'm working on it, I swear, I'm getting better, I promise. And so she wrote something and it says, I'm kind of annoyed everyone is saying if you don't like Silent Hill, you're not a real Silent Hill series fan, because it's about female themes and issues. But the themes were fine, the game was just incredibly undercooked and had less Silent Hill atmosphere than Homecoming did. Can we get a little for Grimmy, bro, please? Oh my god. How many times I've seen a post about Silent Hill and the ratings, and people are so excited, everyone's just like completely gooning over how great it was. And if one or two people are like, hey, it didn't really feel like Silent Hill to me, they get attacked. Dude, don't get pissed off because I don't think it feels like a Silent Hill. Well, what is Silent Hill to you? It was, you know what? Just go, your mom. Just your mom. The game was undercooked. Okay? I didn't like it, and that's okay. Point being here is that Grimmy, our girl, is growing, bro. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her, bro. I'm so freaking proud of her. Yeah, you had to have messed up badly if Grammy says something. Again, it's okay if you did like the game, it's totally fine. It's just, we're all joking here, but for me, I didn't like it.